Hello and welcome to another training video from XMPRO. This is an advanced training video on how to use the chart, specifically around the series. I have created an app with charts of all the series types that we support. This will help give a better understanding of the differences between them all. The line series type always has straight lines between each point. On the other hand, the spline series type smoothly interpolates between each point. The area chart shades the graph below each point. The spline area chart also shades the area underneath the line created, but the edge is again interpolated to be smooth. The bar chart has bars. The scatter chart scatters points, as well as the bubble chart. And range area and range bar shade an area between a maximum and a minimum value, or in the case of the range bar, have bars between a maximum and minimum value. Step type charts, that is the step line and the step area, have steps, as you can see. Stacked type series, such as the stacked line, spline area, and bar, build on top of each other. They will never overlap because the bottommost series value is added to the next series, which is added to the next series. So for instance, if we have the values 1, 1, 2, and 1, then the second series value would actually be 2 because 1 plus 1 is 2, and then the third one would be 4 and 5, etc. Full stacked series, such as the full stacked line, spline area, and bar, also build on top of each other, but make sure that the values are a percentage of the full value. As these use the same data, you can see how that works. So even though that this first value on the stacked bar is around 6, the full stacked bar still counts that as 100%, and the last value on here rises up to 15, but that is still 100% in the full stacked bar. To configure series, go to the block properties and drop down the data section. You can add a series with the plus button, or you can edit a series by clicking on one of the series in the list. The properties in here are name, which is just for your own use. It doesn't actually show up anywhere when it is rendered. Visible, which if you uncheck will make the series invisible. Note that if you check the hide series on legend click, you will be able to make the series visible again by clicking on its series in the legend, unless you uncheck show in legend, in which case the series will not be shown in the legend, and so you won't be able to click on it. Color is the color of the series. We have type with all of the available types. Styling mode, which is only available if your type is line, spline, stacked spline, or step line, which is the styling mode of the line. So you can have solid, dash, long dash, or dot. I'll choose long dash. Pane and y-axis, which you can choose separate panes and y-axes. For more information on this, please look at the advanced chart video on multiple panes and axes. The x-axis data, which is the column the data is coming from for the x-axis. Y-axis data, which is the column the y-axis data is coming from. If you choose different series types like range area, range bar, or bubble, there will be different data options available. I will show those in a minute. We have overlap x-axis, which makes the x-axis overlap. I will show an example of how to use this later. We have ignore empty points, which, if checked, doesn't render any points that have a null value. We have show points, which, if checked, show the points on the line if your type is line, spline, stacked spline, step line, or scatter. Otherwise, this will not be available. And the point size, which delineates the size of the points. And point shape, which is circle, square, diamond, cross, triangle down, or triangle up. We have show label, which is on, hover, or always, which will show the value of the connected point. We have label format, in which you can format the label. We have some default options, and you can also enter in a number type, like this. For more information on the label format, you can click on the Help button. And we have aggregation, which will aggregate the number of points into a single point if there are too many points. For more information on this, please watch the video on pan and zoom and aggregation. So I'm going to apply this on this series and save, and then we can see what happens. So we can notice that the line is now dashed. The shape is a diamond. It is not in the legend because we turned that off. Coming back to the settings, if you have a bubble type series, you will also get point size data, which determines the size of the bubbles or points that appear on the chart. If you have range area, then you will get y-axis data start and end, as well as range bar. Again, y-axis data start and end. And if you choose overlap x-axis, which you need to choose for all series that you want to overlap, then this is how the chart will look. As you can see, the axes are not side by side, they are now on top of each other. This setting can only be applied for the range bar and the bar. This has been an advanced video on how to use the chart series.